What is the Watchman? What does it mark people with an X when they see it? And most importantly, what does it seem connected to the ancient and powerful Watchman series of vital instruments? In this video, I'll break down a theory that could tie everything together. Let's start with the Watchman. The Watchman is one of the most mysterious figures in Gachiakuta. It resides at the border, the space between the sphere and the ground, and is only seen by a handful of characters. Rudo briefly sees it during his fall from the sphere, and Norid encounters it in her final moments during the trash storm mark, just before being seemingly killed. Notably, anybody who sees it directly gets an X mark over their eyes, a phenomenon that hasn't yet been fully explained. Now here's my theory. The Watchman isn't just some guardian or divine figure. I believe it's a hybrid, part trash beast, part jinky. Here's why. First, we now know humanoid trash beasts exist. The King of Tori was a humanoid trash beast that protected Rudo's ancestors' will. It wasn't mindless or violent like the others. It had a clear, assigned role. That sounds a lot like the Watchman, who also seems to serve a specific purpose, guarding the border between the two worlds. Second, look at what Zodil Typhoon has been doing. He's been experimenting with fake Watchman series items, creating enormous artificial trash beasts powered by vital instruments. These beasts aren't natural, they're literally fused with jinky. Example 1, the beast powered by a single box cutter instrument that was taken down by Rio. Example 2, the massive city-sized beast containing multiple rooms and powered by 4 instruments, including Ammo's boots. So if artificial beasts can be powered by jinky, what's stopping a true Watchman, possibly the original, from being the result of natural fusion between a trash beast and a jinky, especially one tasked with such a cosmic role? Plus, we've never seen another being like it, not in the sphere, not on the ground, and not among the beasts. It's something else. This begs the ultimate question: what happens when real Watchman series items, unlike the artificial ones created by Zodil, are used to create a trash beast? What happens when these ancient objects that are said to hold unlimited thought are combined? What if they created a new being entirely, one that embodies the power? To answer that question, we first take a look at each of the 5 objects and break them down. First are Rudo's gloves, 3R, which correspond to the sense of touch. Whatever he touches, he can turn into a vital instrument. Then there's Ammo's boots, which correspond to the sense of smell. She uses them to cast illusions using scent-based emotional triggers. There's Zodil's coat, which correspond to taste. He mutates based on what he eats, growing wings or spike. There's Vector's book, used currently by Tamsi, which corresponds to sight, used to obscure or manipulate memories and perception. And finally, there's the unknown last object, which are likely the chokers, which correspond to hearing. Each of the 5 objects represent one of the 5 senses: touch, smell, taste, sight, and hearing. And each one of these items once belonged to a single human, as Zodil speculates and Kuro confirms, and the fusion of them could explain the Watchman's form. A humanoid entity created from pure thought, born from overwhelming loss, now stationed as the gatekeeper between worlds. Even the names line up: the Watchman series and the Watchman entity. That's no coincidence. Overall, this theory would explain many of the following: the Watchman's unique form, humanoid but wrong, or spikes and disproportionate limbs, its isolation at the border, and its connection to the Watchman series itself. And for a final theory, what if the Watchman we've seen so far isn't the only one? There's compelling evidence suggesting that multiple Watchmen might exist hidden across the world of Gachiakuta. In Canvas Town, the heritage mural, passed down through generations of spellcasters, contains symbols of the Watchman series and strange humanoid figures. At least 4 of these figures have been drawn on the mural, and they bear a striking resemblance to a Watchman design. These aren't random drawings. Every generation of spellcaster adds to this mural, tying their lineage to an object of power and possibly to the Watchman itself. Remlin, the current spellcaster, not only draws their own mark on the mural, but also demonstrates detailed knowledge about the Watchman series and its origins. Add to that the fact that Canvas Town is protected by a barrier spell originally created by Makaka Aiko, a legendary spellcaster who might have had direct ties to the Watchman series, and it all starts to feel like more than a coincidence. Maybe there are multiple Watchmen, guardians born from different combinations of senses, jinky, or trash beast energy, each with their own roles across the world. Of course, there are still huge gaps in what we know. For one, the Watchman's true power remains completely unknown. We know that looking at it gives an X mark, and we know that crossing the border without a Watchman series item leads to death, as seen when Norid tries to warn Zodil. But why that happens, or how the Watchman enforces it, is still a mystery. Maybe it's not just a guardian. Maybe it's a test. One thing's for sure, the Watchman is more than just a background figure. It's likely the key to understanding the origin of vital instruments, the rules of the borders, and maybe even the deeper lore behind the ground itself. If you enjoyed this theory, stick around, because in the next Gachiakuta video, we'll be diving into another major idea. We've never actually seen Rudo's true power. What if the gloves aren't the source of his strength, but a distraction to something much bigger? Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Anime Cardio.